This is the first time I've been able to participate in this collaboration. It's been put together by Renee from Soaps for Love on YouTube. She puts together these collaborations where all soapers on YouTube get to participate and create wonderful works of art within a defined set of rules. The theme for this collaboration is Wonderful Waters. So it has to be water themed, it has to contain the color blue, there has to be 2 separate layers, and one of the layers has to have a distinct technique used in it, different from the second layer. So for mine, I did 2 distinct layers. I kind of fudged the rules a little bit because I didn't do like an exact swirl in one of the layers, and I did use soap dough to make an embed inside the soap. So I hope that you enjoy. I've named this soap Siren Song. So first I start with my soap dough. This is just regular soap made from my usual recipe that I allowed to harden, and then I knead it and squish it around until it becomes pliable dough. And then I shape it using this extruder tool, and then I combined the extruded pieces to create a mermaid tail. So I finally ventured into soap dough. I used the teardrops. I stacked them together to make this mermaid tail. Not perfect by any means. It's my first try at soap dough. This will be the end part of the tail. I also have little circles for bubbles. And because my tail doesn't reach the full length of my mold, I just, with my scrap dough, made some hexagons. So we'll throw those in and see what they look like. But let's make the soap batter now. So I've mixed up my batter. I've already added the fragrance, which, since it's a mermaid soap, I thought Love Spell would be the perfect fragrance to use, since that's what mermaids do, is cast fake love spells on the men that they sing to. We're going to portion off a bit of it that we will not color. Whoa! And I wasn't looking at this side. I was looking at this side to make sure I didn't go over the spout, but that side's lower. So let me clean that up. We're all cleaned up, and now we're going to add the colorant, which again, since we're making a mermaid soap, I thought Mermaid Blue mica from Brambleberry would be perfect. It's a beautiful shimmery teal that I'm hoping will be kind of the color of this stick blender, or match the blues that I have in my mermaid tail just a little bit. Let's find out and see what it looks like. Ooh, that's beautiful. Now I do want this a little bit thick because I want it to hold the embeds. Not too thick, but a little thicker than this. So I'm going to stick blend for a little bit to get it to the consistency that I want. All right, we have a good, I'd say, medium trace here. So we're going to go ahead and pour into our mold. Just going to lay a light layer at first. And then we're going to position our tail in there. I want the wide end on the bottom. And we're setting it off center because I'd like the bubbles to come up on one side. And I'll pour a little bit more. It's always tricky when you're using embeds is that pouring the soap can displace them, so all those bubbles might have sunk to the bottom. We won't know until we cut it. That's the great mystery. Try to keep that tail to the side there. Add some more bubbles. lightly spoon the batter over now. Try to keep those bubbles in the spot that I want them. Forgot I'm supposed to be adding in these little hexagons over here. Throw some of those in. Now for me, the tricky part I think is going to be the second part of the tail. Since they're not fully connected to each other, I have to make sure I have enough soap in there to support the tail, but not so much that it doesn't connect to the rest of the tail. So let's see if I can do that. I'm going to overfill it a little and then try to find the top of that tail. All right, I'm gonna get my hands in here and see if I can feel where the tail is and get that placed just right. Oh, I hope I'm doing this right, you guys. Okay, I think so. Now I have to be super careful because I think that tail is perfectly placed. Clean off the hands here. Add some more bubbles. Try not to displace any of that when I get into the crack of the tail. Just cross your fingers for me that tail is actually aligned and that it doesn't move and that we'll have a full mermaid tail when we cut, okay? Promise me? Cross your fingers. Everybody say, I wish, I wish, I wish. I hope, I hope, I hope. When I worked in human resources, I used to have to do training with people and we always had to use these computer programs, and the computers were just out of date and often had glitches. And as silly and dumb as it sounded, I would always tell them, cross your fingers and say, I wish, I hope, and then try again. 90% of the time, it worked. I don't know what the science is behind that. All I know is that it worked. So, and if it works, don't question it, just do it, right? All right, get some more bubbles in there. Some slices will have more bubbles than others. I'm scared to tap it down because I'm afraid that I will jostle that tail. So we have all of our embeds in the soap now. I'm just going to lightly apply this, shaking my spatula as I go to help disperse the soap weight. I'll bring you back when we're all done. Here is the batter that I held to the side. It's thickened up while it's been sitting, but it still has a fluid enough texture that I can drizzle it on. I'm going to try to just drizzle it lightly. Oh, that's right. I wanted to do the spiky pour. So I'm going to hold it slightly above just to get it, oops, to get it in the mold, hopefully, so that it goes into the blue just a little bit, and it should create spikes in the top of the soap, kind of looking like waves. Oh, I keep going outside the lines. I was never good at coloring. I know a lot of people use those adult coloring books to calm themselves or to meditate. That's never worked for me. They make me angry. It takes too long. You have to be so careful to keep it in the lines. So I am not good at coloring in the lines. And I think this proves it. This is a pretty thick line too. You'd think I could stay inside it. Okay, now that we've got those spikes in there, we want to just try to cover them up with the soap batter. So I'm just trying to, wherever I see blue peeking through, I'm just trying to go over and cover that up with the soap. Now this is so fluid that I think I'm gonna have to stop pouring in just a second here because I don't want it to overflow my mold. And then whatever's left of the white, I'm going to wait, let it set up a little more, both in the mold and in the container, so that I can either plop it on or pipe it on, whichever one we're able to do when we come back to it. Okay, whoop. Yep, it's just about to overflow my mold. So I'm going to stop there and we will come back when it's a little more set up and finish the top. So I've just kind of been testing it, pouring it every now and then to see if it's thick enough. I think now it's thick enough to just kind of spoon on and keep within the boundaries of the soap mold if I'm careful. I've poured almost all of it on. I have just the teeniest, tiniest bit of batter left in my bowl. I have a tiny bit of mica left. So I'm actually going to combine that mica with the soap batter. And I'm gonna mix that together so that we can add some color to the top of our waves. Here's where we experiment. No clue if this is gonna work. So I'm gonna try it down on the hexagon side first because this is the side that I really want to be pretty. This is more just a whatever side. So, oh, it doesn't look like it has set up enough to hold a wave shape. But I don't know if I want to wait any longer. I'm so tired of waiting for this to set up. Okay, so I think I've decided what I'm gonna do. We're going to drizzle some of the blue along the sides here. And some down the middle. Well, we'll just drizzle it all over. So what I'm going to do is try to create, well, that's not working, but we're gonna do this. Okay, go along and do that. Then on the sides here, we're just going to do a big sweep up. And hopefully this will look like the movement of water. All right, I have it all cleaned up and ready to set to the side. Let's do a close-up zoom-in shot. We'll come back tomorrow to cut it up. Remember, I wish, I hope. Let's go ahead and cut it. It's still a tad bit soft, but we have a deadline to meet. All right, everybody, cross your fingers. Oh, you guys! Oh, I'm beyond happy with this. Check that out. Got the mermaid tail. Now, the question is, see how it's just falling off of the tail? The question is, how bad will it get through the rest of the soap? Like, by the time we get here, is the tail going to be like over here? But the bubbles look fabulous. All right, let's see what else we can get from this. All of the slices should look pretty much the same, unless that tail goes wonky. Oh, see, look, it's starting to move. Well, I'm happy that I at least got one really pretty slice out of this soap. Now, I do see, I don't know if you can see it on camera, we do have a partial gel ring. I would normally stick that in my oven and get it to finish gelling, but my oven is currently broken. Oh, yep, there goes the tail. But we did get the beautiful spiky layer right here, which I'm really happy about because that's the first time I've ever tried that technique. Kind of looks like splashing waves. Oh, well, here we go. I guess we're going to watch the tail move further and further apart. Still not too bad. I mean, eventually we could just say it's an abstract expression of a mermaid, right? Oh, not too bad. Got a drag mark there. I gotta see what's causing that. Oh, I am just absolutely in love with this. I'm so glad. So glad it worked out. You have no idea. I have been so worried about this. I even made a backup soap for the collaboration just in case this one didn't work out. And so far, the tail, I mean, it's not fully connected, but it's staying there. Oh, you guys! Happy, happy, happy am I. I could just sing songs all day. I'm so happy that this soap worked out. My first attempt at a spiky layer, my first attempt at soap dough, my first attempt at creating a pieced together cane. I thought there would be air bubbles in here for sure, and there's not. There's an air bubble there, but we'll just ignore that. Pretend that's not there. It'll be interesting to see what the hexagons look like over here on the end. Oh, I think this is one of my coolest soaps so far. For the longest time, I have said that my Redwood Forest soap is my coolest. And I still think that that is a very, very awesome soap. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out in my videos. Oh, there we go. We're losing the tail there. This one lives next to a nuclear reactor. All right, let's see how bad it gets. Oh, yep. Totally lost the tail at that point. She met with an unfortunate accident with a boat blade. Poor little girl. Yep. It's just drifting further out to sea at this point. Oh, but that's okay. I didn't think we'd get any of them to work, and they all look so fabulous. And you know what? We can just say that that's a seagull flying over a pyramid, right? All right, we're starting to get into the hexagons. They look kind of just like colorful bubbles in and of themselves. Let's see how defined the shape is on this one. That's cool. I bet we could make kind of a honeycomb effect with that. Well, I am very happy with this soap. Thank you everyone for crossing your fingers and wishing with me. It worked. I've got a beautiful mermaid soap. Have some fun bubble soap. This has been fabulous. So I encourage you to go check out all the other videos in this collaboration. They're all coming up with really great ideas. We're all trying to top each other and top our own personal best. But I'm very happy. Even with decapitated mermaid tail, I am very happy with this soap. Super fun to make, super fun to cut. It smells fabulous. Again, I used the Love Spell from BeScented. Has a very citrusy, just a lively, bright citrusy scent to it. Not like lemons. I don't know how to put my finger on it. It's more like grapefruits and florals. Very pretty. All right, time to say goodbye to our little mermaid. Bye, little mermaid. Thank you for working.